Good morning, Hope. Welcome to your first day of school. I hope you're as excited as I am about it. So, for your very first lesson in Ignitia, I wanted to teach you something that's going to be very important for doing your work at home. So, if you have any questions about doing your work while you're at school, you're going to raise your hand and ask your teacher. Raise your hand, wait for your teacher to come to you or call you up, and then ask your teacher. But if you're working at home, there is a feature in Ignitia that will let you ask for help. The problem is that when you're at home, you have a parent there to be your teacher, your mom or your dad, or maybe a grandma even, helping you with your schoolwork and being your teacher. But if you want to ask your classroom teacher a question while you're working in Ignitia at home, you're going to need to use our message feature. And that's what this course is about. This is one course with one little first lesson in it. And this lesson is designed to show you how to ask your teacher at school for help if you're working at home. Now, keep in mind your teacher may not get right back to you, but this will let you communicate with your teacher even when you're not at school. And anytime you want help on an assignment from your classroom teacher, if you're working at home, you need to go ahead and send her a message. That way, even if mom or dad can help you with that and let you keep going, your teacher will be able to know what you were needing help with and maybe do a little lesson on it for you at school. Okay, so you're in Ignitia, and the very first thing that we told you to do to get started for the day was to click on this Learn button. Then you're going to click on the Courses tab, and you're going to look down here at your different subjects and what's due in each subject for the day. Let's see, you're on track in mathematics, so you don't need to start working on that. You're one ahead in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, so you definitely don't need to worry about that one. So we're on track or ahead in all of these, but as the school year goes on, if we get one behind or if we have one due today, we'll be able to see that. So let's see, what is the first assignment due? Okay, see this little number right here? Assignments remaining, it says 23 out of 24. This one says 61 out of 61. So that one has a lot of assignments in it. So you might want to start there. But before you do that, the very first thing I want you to do today is learn how to use the message button to contact your teacher when you're at home. So to get started at school, you'll just click on your lesson. And that's great. I'm glad you're doing that. Click on the one that you most need to work on first. Okay, so we can click this back button and go back to courses. We were one ahead in that one, so we should probably go ahead and start on this 197 assignment course that we're only on track in. So we'll start there. So then you see that your first lesson in that, you have 0% progress, so you still need to do that lesson. This one is the course overview, and you'll go into that first and read it. But then this one, this is the one that you're still working on and having trouble with. Okay, so we're working on one, we're having trouble with one. Let's go in there. And right here from this course, let's say we've already read the lesson a few times because we're still working on it. So we want to go work on our questions. And this tells us whether we got one right or whether we got one wrong. And then a yellow slash mark will tell us if we got one just partially right. And we don't have one of those, an example of one of those here, but that's okay. So we're going to go up. Let's say we're trying to figure out how to answer question number 17. And if you click this little Ask for Help button, that will send a message to the person assigned to be your teacher, which is probably your mom. Well, what do you do if mom's at work? Well, if mom's at home and sitting right next to you, don't click the Ask for Help button. Say, hey, mom, help me with this problem. But if mom's at work and you click Ask for Help, it'll send it to her, but she can't help you right now because she's busy or she's at work. So if you want to ask your teacher for help, you can come up here and click this little message bubble. That is going to give you an inbox, just like a real live email. You're going to have an inbox. Now what you're going to do, you click the bubble. Now you need to figure out how to write the message to your teacher at school to let her know you're working at home and you need help. So you click compose. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to select one of these boxes in order to let the computer know who it's going to be to. So let's say you're working on a technology assignment and you want to send a message to me, Mrs. Clark, because I'm the technology teacher. So even if you have a different teacher at school and you want to send me a question, you absolutely can. So that's the first thing you're going to do. Select the person you want to send the message to. Then in the subject line, I'd like you to type the lesson you're working in, the subject and the lesson you're working in. So I was working in language arts, and I was working in Unit 1, Lesson 1. So if you can, and if you can remember what lesson you were in, maybe write it down on a whiteboard so that you can do this. That will help your teacher get straight to the lesson you're working in and can help you figure out where you're going wrong. All right, so you have done that. You selected your teacher. You put the subject as what you need help with, where you are in what you need help with. Now you're just going to type a quick message. Mrs. Clark, I don't understand what they're looking for on this question. Or you can type, I don't know why this one is wrong. Just something to let me know what's going on. For example, in a math question, sometimes if you forget to simplify, like if you're working on fractions and your answer is 5/10, well, maybe it wants you to write the simplest form of that answer, which is 1/2. So at that point, it's marking it wrong, even though you got the answer right. Well, that's a pretty simple fix. And so your teacher can probably reply to you that evening, or your teacher can probably help you with that pretty quickly. And that'll let you move forward without having to wait and try to keep figuring it out and get frustrated. Please don't do that. Make sure you ask for help. Don't get frustrated before you ask for help. Ask for help before you get frustrated. So you have typed a question letting us know why you don't know what that one is wrong. You selected the right teacher to send it to, and you told me the subject and unit and lesson that you're working on. Now you just click send message. Now the only time you're going to need to do that is when you're working at home on your own. The rest of the time, what I really want you to do, the reason why we homeschool and we come to school, is because we like you to have teachers and we like you to work with your teachers. All right, look at this. Right away, I see another thing I can show you real quick on this video as we're getting started. I don't know how to get back to my courses. Oh, wait. Let's see. I can go all the way back to the beginning of this lesson, but that still doesn't take me back. And I don't want to turn it in yet because I still don't know why I got it wrong. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to click on the Courses tab. All right, so that's another answer to a question that might come up. Thank you so much for watching this little tutorial video about how to send us a message. Like I said, if you want to ask your classroom teacher a question, you have to use this little bubble right here to ask your teacher a question. If you want help with something and you're in your classroom, raise your hand and ask your teacher. If you are at home and you need help with something and mom is sitting right there, ask mom. Work it out with her how she wants you to do that when you're working, and just go ahead and ask her a question. I think that's all for today, and I really like doing these videos for you, so I suspect you will hear from me again soon. Thank you, students.